Kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Escondido. Yes, I am still here, and I will be here, how long am I going to be here for? Going to be here a little while longer, till at least next Friday, which is the Friday of Memorial Weekend. But that's not what we're going to talk about tonight, although it is kind of fun, because I have been arranging different things, but I'm going to stay in the California area around the southern portion of California just for now. But anyway, tonight I wanted to talk to you about one of my groups that I have, It's called Crazy Travel Deals and Travel Accessories. I put the link in the description. Go there, check it out. We haven't posted for a while, but we have started reposting some stuff. We put in there a great cruise deal for New Zealand. I'm going to be concentrating a lot more on, you'll see a lot more New Zealand stuff, New Zealand and Australia stuff starting to come through in the next few days. But this is an amazing, amazing thing. You're on the Norwegian Jewel, and you get 2 nights in Sydney. So you fly into Sydney, Australia, you get 2 nights there. Then we put you on the Norwegian Jewel and send you over to New Zealand, where you'll get to see the absolutely stunningly gorgeous fjords in Fiordland. Now, if you've ever been to Alaska and see the fjords there, same thing down there in New Zealand, just absolutely breathtaking and gorgeous. And if it is misty and cloudy and raining, that is the best time to see the fjords in Fiordland, because you get what we call the rainfalls, which are the waterfalls that occur when there's been rain. If it's a beautiful clear blue sky sunny day, you won't get to see those extra waterfalls, the rainfalls. I call it misty mysterious Milford when I'm in Milford Sound. I have yet to see the top of Mitre Peak in Milford Sound. I have been there many times and have never seen the peak of Mitre Peak, because it has always been under cloud. I have never been to the fjords when it has been a clear blue sunny day. So, but it's part of the thing. I mean, the fjords there are just absolutely gorgeous. Your next stop on the deal that we just posted in Crazy Travel Deals is Dunedin. Dunedin is one of my favorite cities in New Zealand. I have a lot of favorite cities in New Zealand. What am I talking about? So Dunedin is very much a Scottish influence. I love it down there. You will actually hear a bit of a Scottish burr in some of the people that are from the Southland area of the South Island, in that Dunedin area. It's that Scottish influence starting to come through. And then we go to Akaroa, which is a little French village on the Banks Peninsula, which is the gateway to Christchurch, and Christchurch has very much of an English influence there. You can even go punting on the Avon, and if you don't know what that is, you're going to have to go to New Zealand and find out. From there, you go up to Picton. I call it the gateway of the South Island, because that is where the Inter-Island ferry comes in from the North Island. There's a ferry that goes between the North Island and the South Island, and Picton is where it comes in, and it is this quaint little port town. You can very easy walking all around it and that sort of thing as well. Great little hole-in-the-wall food places there, and it's also the gateway to the Marlborough Sounds, which is where you get, it's actually in the Marlborough Sounds, but you're coming in through the Marlborough Sounds, which are stunningly beautiful islands all through this bay area as you come in, and it's the gateway to the Marlborough wine region as well, where New Zealand have some famous wines from that region. Then you get to go across the Cook Strait to Wellington. Wellington is the capital. It is one of my favorite capitals that I have visited in the world so far, which is not many of them, but it's still one of my favorite capitals. It's just a great city, very multicultural, lots of great things. If you're Lord of the Rings fans, then you will love spending a day there, because a lot of the behind-the-scenes work was done there. There's Weta Workshop is there. You can do Windows into Workshop, which is a behind-the-scenes tour that shows you how they do some of the stuff, which is really, really cool. You've got Te Papa, which is the National Museum. They currently have going on there the Gallipoli display. It's going through the end of 2019 so far. It's been there now for 4 or 5 years. I got to see it when I was down there at Christmas time. Phenomenal, amazing. The guys at Weta Workshop did an incredible job. They have these statues there that are like 3 or 4 times the size of a human being. They're huge, and the facial expressions, the detail on these things it just blew me away. I mean, the whole walking through this thing, learning what the Anzacs went through, which is the Australian New Zealand Army Corps, went through when they invaded Gallipoli in 25th of April 1915, when they invaded Gallipoli. the stories of the people that were there are just so emotional. They say allow an hour. It took us 2.5 hours to go through, and we were reading just about everything. And some of when you go into some of the rooms with the statues and that, it just really hit me in the heart. And there was a couple of times I did actually tear up, because they've just done such a phenomenal job of putting this display together. Also in Te Papa, they are about to, if it hasn't already opened yet, they're opening is it Natural New Zealand or New Zealand Nature? But it's all about the native plants and birds and reptiles of New Zealand, because New Zealand has no native animals. Neither does New Caledonia. They're only 2 countries in the world that do not have native animals. But I absolutely love it, and you get phenomenal views. You've got the botanical gardens there. You've got the cable car up to Kelburn, which gets you into the botanical gardens up there. You get great views up there at the top of the cable car over Wellington. You can do bus tours that will take you up to Mount Victoria, which gives you a huge, massive view out over the Wellington Harbour and the entrance into Wellington Harbour as well. Can you tell I love Wellington? And then you got to check out the Beehive. I'm not going to tell you what the Beehive is. You have to go and find out for yourself. But it's a really cool place. And then from Wellington, you go to Napier. Napier is this Art Deco town. It was actually destroyed in an earthquake back in 1931. Yeah. And so when they rebuilt the city, they rebuilt it Art Deco style, because that was the style of the time. And you get to do these really cool tours of Napier in classic cars from the 1930s, and your drivers are all dressed in 1930 clothes. So not only so you're getting that really authentic Art Deco feel with the people in their way they're dressed and in the cars that they're driving as they take you on these tours. Also in Napier too, you're at the you're there in the Hawke's Bay area, which is also known very well for its wines as well. Then from Napier, you go up to Tauranga. Tauranga is in the Bay of Plenty. And at the top, you can walk up to the top of Mount Maunganui. I think it takes like an hour to get to the top. It's been a while since I've walked to the top, but you get incredible views from the top. And it's within walking distance of the ship as well. But Tauranga is one of those ports that's sort of like, what the heck do I do? You have so many options. And this is why I always recommend to my clients that when you get off the ship in Auckland, then come back down to this area, to the Waikato region area, and explore it more in depth, because from Tauranga you can do the Waitomo glowworm caves. You've got access to Hobbiton there in Matamata. You've got access to Rotorua, which is the cultural centre of New Zealand. You'll get to learn about the Māoris and participate in a hangi and get to maybe learn a haka, learn to use a poi. You've got Taupo down there, which has some great freshwater fishing there, right there in the lake. You've got the Hooker Falls, which are these amazing grade 6, for those of you who do whitewater rafting. They are grade 6 falls, and they do not do any whitewater rafting on there because they're just way too dangerous for that. But you can do jet boating up to the base of the falls. In Rotorua alone, if you just want to do adventure and stuff, there is Zorbing. It's the place where Zorbing started. And those are those big, clear, those big, huge, clear balls that people can crawl into. That's where it all started, right there. You can go schweebing. If you don't know what schweebing is, think of a giant pill capsule, the clear capsules, and inside is a recumbent bike, and you're suspended from a monorail, and there's 2 of you on each beside each other on a monorail, and you just go and you pedal your little heart out around the track and race each other. Really cool really cool thing. You got the agrodome there where you can learn about all the different varieties of sheep that we have there in New Zealand, and some great characteristics about them. You'll get to see the sheepdogs doing their thing. You've got Rainbow Springs, which is it's kind of like a trout farm, but kind of not really, because they let all the It's a really cool place to go, and you get to go to the kiwi house that's there as well, and get to see the kiwi. And this is the birds, not the fruit. Although from Tauranga, you can go down to Te Puke, where they have Kiwi 360, which is a tour through the kiwi plantation, the kiwi fruit plantation there, so you can see how the kiwi fruit are grown, harvested, learn the history of them, how it came to New Zealand. Afterwards, you can get to try some kiwi fruit wine. Go to the cafe there. They make this phenomenal kiwi fruit sundae. It is amazing. Lots of kiwi fruit ice cream and kiwi fruit syrup and fresh whipped cream on top and all sorts of other goodies in there. Yes, Margaret, you are right. The hot mineral pools at Rotorua, called the Polynesian baths, they are amazing to go and relax and soak in if you like the hot spring type thing. I can't stay in them for very long because I overheat very quickly. But you get to see the mud pools around Rotorua. You'll get to see Champagne Lake, which is this boiling lake. Do not put anything in there. You will burn yourself quite badly. It's got a lot of acid in it as well. So there's a lot of stuff, and that's just the tip of the iceberg for what's around that area, just from that one port. Then from Tauranga, they take you to Auckland, and that is where you disembark. But you don't have to fly home, because from there, we can then put you on a customised trip to go and see some of the other areas of New Zealand that you got to miss when you were on the cruise ship. Or you can fly home from there directly to LAX, or San Francisco, or Houston, or Denver, or Vancouver. So yeah, New Zealand is flying daily from those places. This one departs the end of November. I think it's November 29th, and you arrive in Auckland on December the 11th. And then we have one other date that has the same itinerary, and that one is in January. The prices are amazing. They are amazing prices. They do not include your airfare. So that's going to have to be added in on top. But just for the 2 nights in Sydney and the 10-night cruise, it is I think it's like $2,600 per person, based on double occupancy. You'll have to go check it out. So click on the link that is in the description here. That'll take you to the group where you can click on it to join the group. You will be approved. You'll have to be approved to join in, so say hi. And we will get you approved and get you in there so you get to see some of the amazing deals that we're coming out with. And we are working on some incredible trips down to New Zealand and Australia. And we're going to do some into the Pacific Islands as well, like Fiji. We've got some great deals coming through for Fiji that we're working on. And the Cook Islands, oh my gosh, the Cook Islands. If you're going down to New Zealand, then on the way home, stop off at the Cook Islands and have relaxing time. I've always found that when I go to New Zealand, that time slows down. I can be there for a week and feel like I've been there for 3 weeks. It's just a very different pace down there. Here in the States, it is go, 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 go. In New Zealand, it's like, yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. Go to the Cook Islands and time literally stands still. I remember we arrived on a Monday morning, and on the Tuesday we flew from from Rarotonga, the island that we were staying on, across to Arataki to do the Arataki Lagoon on Te Waka, which is a Polynesian catamaran. And we were out on the lagoon for the day. It was gorgeous, absolutely stunning. And I remember the 10 of us are sitting there, there's a group of 10 of us, and we're sitting there, and the guy, Katu was his name, he was our guide for the day. He comes over and he asks us when we arrived in the Cook Islands, and we were like, looked at each other and we're looking around and go, was it yesterday? We honestly couldn't remember that we had arrived the day before, because we felt like we had been there for so long and we'd only been there just over 24 hours. So it was amazing. So click on the link for Crazy Travel Deals, which is in the description, and we will see you on the site, and be giving you some great deals to Australia, New Zealand, and some of the South Pacific Islands as well. So it's time to go on a super fantastic, sparkling trip down under and over a bit and around. Until next time, have a super fantastic, sparkling day.